shock and dismay, mistakenly presuming his departure from the mortal realm. Looking down, he beholds his corporeal form in three-dimensional clarity, a stark departure from the flat reflections of mirrors or photographs. Despite the macabre scene unfolding beneath him, he experiences no sensation of agony. Instead, a profound sense of wholeness and liberation washes over him, a realization dawning. This is my true essence. Contemplating the inert form before him, a wave of empathy washed over him. Wanting to offer solace to the onlookers, he yearned to convey reassurance amidst the chaos. Abruptly, he experienced a swift tug, hurtling away from the familiar confines of Earth, bearing witness to humanity's myriad activities across the globe in a singular instant. The hustle in China, the tranquility in Sweden, the vibrancy in Uruguay, individuals slumbering, envisioning, preparing meals, commuting, toiling, and frolicking. Amidst the tapestry of existence, the miracle of birth captivated him, stirring his soul. He beheld diverse human rituals, from fervent prayers in sanctuaries to solitary supplications, and the rhythmic cadence of indigenous tribes' ceremonial drumming and chants. A host of celestial beings descended upon Earth, answering countless entreaties. Drifting deeper into the luminous expanse, he beheld the planet as a radiant, pulsating entity adorned with visible scars, beseeching for mercy amidst the ravages of strife. Overwhelmed by a profound sense of empathy, he longed to console and rejuvenate Mother Earth. Despite occasional bouts of powerlessness, a latent sense of capability surged within him, believing in the boundlessness of his potential. In that pivotal moment, he implored of the divine, "What is my purpose?" The response echoed within him, urging a return to his mortal vessel to fulfill predestined objectives. Doubts besieged him, fearing the irreparable state of his physical form, juxtaposed with the liberation of his spiritual essence. Indignation and trepidation wrestled within him at the notion of returning to obscurity after basking in celestial radiance. Then a pervasive sense of Christ's presence enveloped him, suffusing him with boundless love, akin to immersion in an ocean of rapture. He queried, "Must I truly return?" Christ's assurance resonated, affirming his integral role within the divine scheme, beckoning him to love and serve God and all sentient beings. The compassionate understanding emanating from Christ assuaged his apprehensions. With assurances of healing and renewal, albeit a lifelong journey, Christ illuminated the latent reservoirs of strength and fortitude within him. Simply beseeching for courage and perseverance would unlock his latent potential. This revelation held profound significance, offering solace to his perennial sense of displacement, paving a path for meaningful engagement with contemporary issues, and aspirations to effect positive change, no matter how modest. Promises of guardian angels offering guidance and protection permeated the radiant aura around him, their celestial melodies and jubilant choruses resonating with transcendent beauty. Tears cascaded from some of the angels, a paradox he sought to comprehend. Christ elucidated, revealing tears of jubilation for his earthly sojourn and tears of empathy for the trials that lay ahead. With resolve strengthened and purpose clarified, he yielded to the guidance of celestial beings, embarking on the journey back to his corporeal existence. In the wake of Christ's comforting presence, fear dissipated, replaced by an unwavering dedication to fulfilling God's divine purpose. As consciousness returned, he was greeted by the sight of two individuals, likely in their 30s, their countenances etched with concern. Amid fleeting musings on their potential sexual orientation, he couldn't help but admire their striking features and impeccably groomed attire, later discerning their corporate affiliations. One of the men, equipped with first aid expertise, diligently monitored his vital signs, while both offered reassurance of imminent medical assistance, urging him to remain immobile. Draped in their blood-stained jackets, he experienced a blend of discomfort and profound gratitude. Despite the tarnished garments, their compassionate presence enveloped him in a cocoon of safety and solace. They steadfastly stood by until the ambulance arrived, ensuring he received prompt attention at the hospital. Grateful for their unwavering support, he endeavored to repay their kindness, yet they dismissed his offers with light-hearted laughter, emphasizing that his survival eclipsed material concerns. Their mere presence instilled within him a renewed sense of hope and fortitude. In his heart, he sensed these men as embodiments of the angels promised by Christ, a realization that surpassed even his wildest expectations. Thus concludes today's poignant encounter. Until our paths converge once more. Hey folks, get ready for something truly special as we dive into the extraordinary day of a 9-year-old. Picture this: a family picnic meticulously arranged by her dad and his buddy at a tranquil lakeside, right where her dad is constructing a cozy cottage. The atmosphere is like a blank canvas, brimming with the thrill of discovery and adventure. Originally, they had just planned for a simple picnic, thinking it would be a relaxed day out. But then Bob, unexpectedly, throws them a curveball with a sudden invitation, sparking a whole chain of events. Instead of just chilling in Ottawa, they end up heading to this mysterious lake, not knowing what they'll find but feeling excited about the possibilities. Once they reach the lake, things get interesting. While some of the guys get busy with some construction work, the kids are all hyped up about going out on a boat later in the day. Down by the lake, her dad and a few others decide to take a dip, while the rest of the gang, including Bob, his wife, their kids, her mom, siblings, and herself, pile onto this little fishing boat meant for way fewer people than there are. And wouldn't you know it, the boat flips over, leaving them all scrambling in the water. Luckily, her brother manages to stay afloat because of his jacket, turning into a makeshift lifebuoy. And she, being the hero, grabs onto him and holds tight till help arrives. It's a close call, but thankfully, they're all rescued. There's this stranger who steps up and performs CPR, saving her life. It's like something out of a movie, but her experience during that time is nothing like what you'd expect. Instead of seeing bright lights or whatever, she finds herself in this cozy room with a bunch of people who seem like family, showering her with love. She feels this overwhelming sense of peace, like she's wrapped up in a warm blanket next to a crackling fire. And then, out of nowhere, she hears her grandma's voice, who had passed away a year ago. Her grandma tells her it's not her time yet, that she needs to go back. But just as she's getting comfortable with the idea of staying, her dad's voice brings her back to reality, urging her to wake up and come back to her mom. Back in the real world, she's disoriented and missing the warmth of that other place. And as she tries to make sense of what happened, she remembers the moments leading up to the boat flipping over. It was chaos, with everyone trying to stay afloat and avoid disaster. Nora, her mom's friend, was holding on to one side of the boat, while her mom clung to the other. And her sibling Debbie was stuck with Nora, hanging on for dear life. Meanwhile, she and her brother were stranded a bit away from the boat, feeling helpless. In the midst of chaos, Debbie's fear gripped her tightly, causing her to cling desperately to Nora. Tragically, this instinctive action sealed Nora's fate. Recognizing the severity of the situation, her father and 2 other courageous individuals sprang into action, rushing to the scene to offer assistance. With remarkable speed, they secured another boat and embarked on a perilous mission to rescue as many lives as they could. Despite the harrowing ordeal, they made the tough decision not to return her mother to the unstable boat, fearing another potential disaster. Sounding the alarm, they managed to rescue Nora promptly, but it took a grueling 48 hours to free her father and sibling. This heart-wrenching tale vividly illustrates her father's profound love for his family. When he finally reached them, he cradled her sibling in the water, displaying a powerful manifestation of paternal devotion. It wasn't until approximately 2 to 3 days later that she was reunited with her mother, accompanied by one of her uncles. Bracing themselves for grim news, they made the solemn journey back to the city. Sadly, her mother bore the painful duty of delivering the devastating update. Her father and Debbie had tragically perished in the boat accident, becoming eternal inhabitants of the waters. Nora, too, met a similarly tragic fate in the watery depths. Despite his initial proximity to the shore, her father valiantly traversed the perimeter of the lake, battling against all odds before succumbing to the unforgiving waters. 3 lives, caught in a relentless and catastrophic sequence of events, slipped away, leaving behind an indelible imprint of profound trauma. This extraordinary chapter in her life unfolded with a close brush with mortality during her formative years, a pivotal moment that profoundly shaped her essence. While some may attribute it to fate or divine intervention, for her it represented a significant episode that sparked a deep affinity with faith. At around 9 or 10 years old, she embarked on a journey through Sunday school, igniting a profound spiritual connection that would endure. This encounter left her with a profound and mysterious sense of affection, whether it was the feeling of reuniting with departed loved ones or the workings of a transcendent force, leaving an enduring impression on her heart and psyche. The mystery within this chapter left an indelible mark, fostering an unwavering devotion to spirituality and a lifelong commitment to altruism. Another enigmatic encounter unfolded in her 20s during her nursing career. Facing the need for wisdom tooth extraction, her asthma posed a significant risk during conventional dental procedures. Scheduled for day surgery, she faced a daunting 2-hour journey from Ottawa due to long queues at local medical facilities. Although the procedure seemed routine, she experienced a cardiac event in the post-op recovery room while under anesthesia. The medical team's frantic efforts and cryptic conversations left her bewildered. Upon regaining consciousness, she inquired about heart failure, only to be met with denial from the doctor, leaving her with a perplexing memory of this unusual encounter, unlike her usual medical experiences. Despite doubts from the attending physician and her mother, her nursing career involved compassionate bedside care for the terminally ill, offering solace through quiet conversations and soothing gestures. Having seen what seemed like souls departing twice during life's transition, she noticed a fleeting mist near their heart drifting into the air. Then, in the next moment, a chatty spirit separated from the body, lively and inspiring her to become a death doula, helping spirits move on. She taught about conquering fear of death, passionately advocating for respect for all human lives, even those of the homeless. Being a nurse, she treated everyone with respect, unless stated otherwise. Her interactions in public places and crowded areas were filled with a belief in human connections. She believed that even small acts, a kind word or a shared conversation, could bring smiles and brighten the darkest days. For those who resonate with this story, for those craving tales that push the boundaries of the mind and thoughts that delve into the depths of the human spirit, I invite you. Consider subscribing, and with a gentle reminder, join me on an intriguing journey. This adventure of exploration and thoughtful reflections is ongoing, where together we'll uncover more insights, exchanging cheers along the way. Here's to the never-ending tapestry of existence.